Well, hello. This is chapter 2 of making the pizza oven. In this video, I'm going to show you how the prototype was made. There is no or very little video footage in this video. It's mostly photographs because I only started or decided to make this channel when I got to the making of the mold stage, which is chapter 3. So please bear with me. You'll see in the following video, chapter 3, a whole lot of videos on how the mold was made, which is the most important part of this. In this video, you're going to see how my thought process was regarding making the prototype, and then how I set about making it. The prototype is made out of GFRC using the Bradley Pearl product as indicated in the in chapter 1. So please join me and let me have any comments you may have. I will be very interested to read them, and I will do my best to answer them. Thank you. Let's begin the journey. Okay, the first thing I had to do was to figure out how I was going to make this blank over which we will spread and cover it with GFRC mix. So I had this half sphere left over from when I made dosi, which is going to be another project that I will put up on my channel. And you can see what dosi looks like there in the bottom right hand corner. First thing I realized is that that sphere was not going to be tall enough. So I added about 100 mil below it by just making wooden rings, filling in all the voids with rigid foam, and then covering it with epoxy. And that resulted in a height of 23 5/8 of an inch. At the same time, I also routed two circles around the sphere, which in which a template will sit that will allow me to ensure that I make a uniform shape when I start applying the GFRC. Also, you can see a filler that I've started applying to the sphere. This is a filler that auto repair shops use. It's easy to mix, apply, and it dries very fast, and it's very easy to sand. So I use it quite extensively in finishing off pieces. Here I have added the door, the blank that I made previously for the door, which I've created a silicone mold for to make the doors out of GFRC. And while I was doing that, I decided the easiest way to make the chimney was to use 110 millimeter diameter waste pipe, PVC waste pipe. And that putting them together like this would then give me an overall dimension of 47¼ inches long by 23 5/8 inches high. That should result in a pizza oven that can take at least 3 large pizzas at a time. For the chimney, as I said, I've used 110 mil PVC pipe as the internal dimension of the chimney, and over that I'm using a 150 millimeter diameter flue pipe, which I got from Leroy Merlin. And on top of that, I'll put an unpowered roof ventilator that I got from Temu. At the same time, I built this ring. This ring will go around the base of the blank, and that will allow a finger holding slot to be made so that people can grip the shell of the pizza oven and lift it off its base, and also helps in carrying of the pizza oven. So what I've started doing here is I'm joining all the components together just using fiberglass and resin. Again, here I have started finishing it off with that filler that the auto guys use, which is very easy to work with. Finishing it off nicely. Then I needed to position that outside the chimney around the internal pipe to form the chimney in the prototype. So I created this template structure, which not only holds the chimney in place, but also gives me a guide as to the shape that I must adhere to when I start applying the GFRC mix around the blank. You can see there on the right hand side that that circular piece of wood that I created to create the handholds. And what I've done is I've also inserted or connected to it a metal strip to hold the GFRC in place so that it doesn't flow all over the table. This is the template that I created on the left-hand side here, which you can see can slide around in the grooves that I created with the router. This will make it very easy for me to create the uniform shaped shell when I start applying the GFRC, because basically I'm just going to cover this blank with GFRC now, and then I'll use this template by moving it around the blank to make sure that I achieve a very nice uniform shape to it. On to making of the GFRC. From my staff making the GFRC, that was expanded perlite, Berkeley Pearl. This is glass fiber. They are measuring up 1 kilogram of it. That's the resin. They are measuring out. That's Berkeley Pearl. That's the plasticizer, and they're adding it to the resin. Add some of the Berkeley Pearl to the cement, just grey cement. Add water to the resin and just mix it up as uniform as possible. Once the GFRC had been mixed up, as shown in that little clip, I just basically spread it around the blank using that template to make sure that I achieved the right uniform thickness. And I used this front template to make sure that I also achieved a uniform shape at the front. It looks rough now, but it's easy to sand. And the following day I sanded it down, looked like this. Um, and I had some blemishes that I filled in just with grey cement mixed with water and a bit of the GFRC resin to make sure it stuck nicely. And this basically resulted in the prototype. But before I can test the prototype, I need to now, before I move it, I need to make the fiberglass mold of the final around this prototype, so that I can then cast future pizza ovens using the fiberglass mold. So that would be the next video in this series. But once I had done that, basically the pizza oven was ready to be fired up. And this is the pizza oven on its base, ready to be fired, the prototype. Um, but before we could get to this stage, I had to make the fiberglass mold. So, but you can see that I was successful in not completely destroying the prototype in making that mold. In fact, it went extremely smoothly. And so please join me in the next videos, where I will show you how the fiberglass mold is made, and then how components of the base were made, and then the firing of the pizza and the making of the first pizza in it. Thank you very much.